Bring me everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! Yes. I don't get it.
Get away from her, you bitch!
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Tuesday night, I have the power, or at least that's what we're going to be talking about today, because there's a lot of Motu news. So it's Tuesday, day after Monday, one of the crappiest days of the week. But I'm looking forward to Tuesdays more and more because I get to hang out with my good pal, Victor.
Howdy ho, and I had the power first, by the way.
You
How's
had
it
the power
going?
first.
I did.
You like that
Isn't it
thumbnail?
great? I'm looking forward to wondering what your audience even cares about this. That's interesting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's crossover. There's Motu
Well,
fans
you
all
know,
across
in
the board.
87, when you were born, the line died, like took a dive off a cliff and died.
Yeah, because turtles came in and killed everything. So
Sure. All right, I'll give you that for a minute.
Yeah. But we got a lot to talk about today. But first, you got a drink there or just water? You just on the water
I've been
train?
drinking a lot, so no. I need some water.
Today was
Yeah.
a day, so I made myself.
Yeah, I know. Heard that. Yeah, a little rear ending going on, and I do mean a car.
Yeah, not me though. My wife. So she's okay. She's okay. But definitely never fun. Jay Sue, happy Tuesday. Excited to see you both. Hello, Jay Sue. Retro Traverso. I've never seen Master of the Universe, but I got excited for the trailer. Oh yeah,
That's nice to hear.
Armando, yes sir, caught the live chat. This is Jay Diorama. What's up, Jay Dioramas? Happy to be
Hello.
here. Me too. All right.
Well, I hope you stay happy and stick around. Click that like and interact, engage.
Yeah, everybody, if you're in the chat, go ahead and hit like right now before we get started. Really
We're not saying
appreciate it. Nancy Dean Hills, Waves, Dean Hillist, Nancy Dean Hillist. All right. So we got some people in the chat. That's great. So man, what a week for you. I feel like this is more of an exciting week for you, but I mean, there's still things that I'm pretty excited about. So don't be mistaken. But other than that,
I'm excited because not just the trailer, there's a lot of Motu news, and my Motu is my part of my pickup. So I'm kind of most powerful man in the universe out this week.
There you go. So how's your week been going so far?
So far, I mean, like you said, it's Monday. I got to, the weekend was kind of dull, but enjoyed it anyway. It's cold here in Florida. So folks, we're cold in Florida. It's nothing like anyone else is experiencing. And I'm not a wuss. I like cold. I slept with the door open last night. Now, Thomas can't say that because he's a wuss with the weather.
I am. For those of you that don't know, in Florida, when it gets cold, it's actually colder because in like 3 days from now, it's going to be 80 degrees. And then it's going to drop down to cold again. That's what makes Florida colder than the rest, I think.
We actually have 2 mornings of 28 degrees. We haven't had that since 2010. So it's cold for us.
That's awful.
I agree.
But this weekend was a little rough for me, man. I think I got out most. I think I did most social activity that I would do in a year in one weekend. So
wow,
I had a punk show on Saturday night that started at 6:30, ended at 9:30. And then I had a techno show that went until 3 a.m. And then the next day, I was at Epic Universe all day with my brother. So I was on the struggle bus.
Dang, I bet you were, especially on Sunday. You could not have been enjoying life.
Yeah.
It was an okay day, though. I mean, like weather-wise, right?
Oh, it was beautiful. We got everything done. Super Mario World was a blast. You're going there soon, right?
I'm going Saturday all day, and I'm going at 28 degrees.
That's the best time to go. Stardust Racers is amazing. So you need to definitely prioritize that one.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the place. Yeah, of course. I just hope it'll run in the.
But
No,
let's see what
yeah.
Nancy says. I've got a foot of snow on my porch, and more snow is coming tonight. Baltimore City, Maryland here. Crazy snowstorm. No stores have bread or milk, and most are closed.
Well, is there power? Because I mean, bread or milk, obviously you can do lots with that when you don't have power. But I was gonna say, oh, frozen pizza, but then some people don't have power, so yikes.
I'm glad you have enough power to be in the chat. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe she's on her phone. I don't know, but thank you. Yeah. But nobody wants to talk about the web. Yes, to power. Good. Yeah. You know what? You had a show and it's doing pretty good. I mean, it was a fun show. I liked it. It was your toy. Did everybody watch Thomas Goes Nostalgic? His countdown of play sets last week. That was good.
Yeah, it was a little slow at first, but I'm trying this new style of video, so I'm going to start working on the other one soon. And actually, I got to work on back to back because I'm going to be out of town for work next week, so I'm not going to have time to film anything. So I got to film 2 videos at once. But
the hardships of YouTube.
My dogs are going crazy right now. Sorry.
I heard that.
But what I also wanted to say is that we do usually do this show on Tuesday. I don't want to miss a week, but we're gonna have to find a different time. Maybe Sunday if you're free. Sunday we're gonna do a
different day.
Yeah, a special.
He's not free on Tuesday, so yeah, we'll have a very special episode.
Yes, power. Definitely a fun show. Thank you. And does that mean Victor and I get to do a show? You could do a show with Victor.
I could. Yeah, it would be interesting. That would be fun.
Do an away game, but we like to start off every week with some pickups, and you know what that means.
Behold my stuff.
I got some stuff. Want to see my stuff?
All right, you're the host. I gotta stop saying the guest, but
Yeah, but so I am visitor, I guess. So you're the home team.
I'm in control, so I'll let you go first. What did you pick up this week?
Well, so they're kind of oldies, not too old for one of them. One's kind of old. So in the G.I. Joe mode, if anyone saw my hands down, G.I. Joe Classified is the best toy line. It's a great show. It's a great toy line. So I obviously already had the G.I. Joe Classified, just regular Trooper with the red emblem. So I did pick up the Officer, Cobra Officer. In true 80s fashion, they were just repaints in the 80s. So this action figure, the Officer, does come with a silver painted logo on his chest. He also comes with kind of his rank, completely different armory. He does have some different molding all over from his gloves to his boots. He also has a big ass head, which makes the helmet hold on because this one doesn't hold on as much. But even so, there's the Cobra Officer from 1982, one of the first toys released. So I think it's a really great likeness. They even have the V on his helmet. So I did pick up the Officer. There is retro card back for the Trooper, but now I have the Officer and the Trooper in G.I. Joe Classified to join the ranks. So I'm excited about that. That was my first pickup.
What's funny is I don't have any officers.
Why
I think I have room.
Why not get one?
Because then I'll need 15. So.
That's true. And I don't do army builders, but these kind of were a must. So I pulled the trigger and said, yeah, let me get that. So I grabbed that online and it was sent. So I have that to add to the collection.
All right. Your second pickup.
Okay. So this is a big deal because, all right, so a lot of people are familiar with She-Ra from the middle. This is her animation from her own cartoon. Obviously, He-Man's twin sister, which I really do hope there's a hint at her in the movie. But what you see on the left of your screen is the original action figure. Yes, much more doll than anything else we played with at the time. I only had the She-Ra action figure, and as you can tell, she had a resemblance to the animation. When I collect Motu Origins, I like to collect things that were more like the toys because I kind of initialized, I had them first. I had Motu toys a year before the cartoon came out. So I got the one on the right. I have her. I'm not going to show her. Don't worry, because I already have this one. And there's a lot of things wrong with her. There's a lot. From the fabric, the soft goods suck. She's got big knees instead of thin knees, which the later toys came out with. She has a helmet that doesn't fit too much, but she resembles that the old version. Now, the new Motu Origins. It's the cartoon collection. I am not a fan of the cartoon collection, but I say over and over how the cartoon collection works with the Origins vintage. So I did pick up the She-Ra action figure in Motu Origins. She is a couple months, not too long old, but I said, screw it. I want something that fits a little better with the group. I don't love the first one I got, so I went ahead and picked her up. She is really great. She does obviously have that cartoon look, but she still works with all the vintage. And I really like her sculpt. She's got some big ass boobs, which is amazing for a modern toy. Of course, like in He-Man, you don't usually see that. But other than that, she's striking all the way through. So she's got a nice, she has a plastic cape, which helps. Great formed hair, but nothing wrong with that action figure at all. So I did pick up She-Ra. So there you go.
Nice. Howdy, Rowdy. How you doing? So that figure doesn't really look like do they have a screen accurate version of She-Ra?
This right here is supposed to represent in the middle, the animation.
Is that so they can like hook you in to buy another one?
Well, it's because what they gave us was the one that was supposed to be off of the actual original action figure. Neither are great. This would look more like the animation model if it had more hair. So go back.
Going back.
See, if this had more hair, it truly would look a lot like her. It's got the same tiara, it has the same skirt and boots. Everything else is around that, but it's really just the hair. It's too small.
Rowdy says, I don't collect Motu, but I'm excited for an Allison Brie action figure. We're gonna talk about that later. I love Allison Brie. I don't know. Have you seen the Glow Glamorous Ladies of Wrestling, or I think that's
I remember the show. I remember the show, and I remember she was in it. I first met her on Mad Men. So she was in Mad Men as a main character's wife. So, and she was in it a lot, but I do like Allison Brie as well. And she had that time in Community playing Evil Lynn, though. That's great.
I think she looks good, and we'll get into that in a bit. Were those your only two pickups? Because then
those are my only two pickups. Yep.
All right, let's talk about.
Did you go crazy?
No, not crazy, but let's talk about this source subject.
Okay.
Finally picked up Count Chocula from Ross.
Oh, did his arm break off?
The first one did, then I returned it, but then I had to get another one.
All right.
So Count Chocula. And then I never had this figure as a kid, but my brother found him on discount, so heavy duty. I like him because of his really 90s style.
Oh,
he's got like a neon green head or hat. So he's cool. He's really hard to stand because he has a lot of weight on him.
A lot of armory.
He is cool. He is cool. So
what's his name again? That's not Gung Ho. That's
this is heavy duty.
Heavy duty. He definitely isn't after 87, but still he looks really great.
Yeah. I think we got a little bit of toy news. That's a lightweight.
She-Ra. Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's all you picked up, those two?
All I picked up.
Well, we only picked up two each. That's fine.
You know what sucks? Like when you get home and something's in the mail that is like something to fix your house, like a tool, and not a toy.
Yeah.
I think I got something in the mail that I need to fix my shower, so it's kind of lame. Let's see. Spaded One says, y'all see the SNL skit with Ariana Grande and Chris Pratt as She-Ra and He-Man figures come to life? Yeah, that was awesome. I did see that.
Good. So good. That is one of my favorites.
All right. Oh, I put a little extra on here.
So that's her up close. Like I said, she looks really like the cartoon, I believe, if she had had the full-on complete extra giant hair.
Got it. All right. So in toy news, I think some of this you know about, some of this you don't, some of this you're really excited for. So I think we're going to start off with something that grinds my gears. We're going to talk about this. So DC license is leaving McFarlane. It's going to Mattel. And they did tease the first 4 figures that they were going to do, but they showed a lot more at Nuremberg Toy Show, whatever it's called. Hope I'm saying that right. And they did say they were going to do a Joker, a Batman, a Flash, and a Robin, but looks like they added a Green Lantern, a different version of Batman, Superman, and Deathstroke. The only one I really cared about was Robin. So I'm hoping that these are just the kid-friendly toys and not the collector ones, because I've been waiting for the perfect version of Robin all my life.
And
this one could have been it, but they messed it up in a few ways. He has the wrong cape. It's a completely yellow cape. So already they messed it up.
Okay.
He has green boots, which he should have black boots, and he should have red trunks.
Yeah.
So I really just hope this is for the kids and that this is not my version of Robin that I've been waiting for, because I have high hopes.
So who McFarlane had it, and were they making ones you really liked?
They weren't making ones I really liked, but at the time I'm like, I'm gonna collect them to collect them. The ones from McFarlane that I actually really like, and I don't think we'll really get them again, is if the 90s movies figures. So anything from 89 to the George Clooney Batman and Robin. So even though Batman Forever, Batman and Robin kind of goofy, he's really given us mostly everything from 89. The Batman Returns figures he released were awesome. But then the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin figures, they were just fun. But they did release. I was gonna say they did release a version of this Robin, and McFarlane messed it up. He made him too tall. He's kind of bulky. He should be on a slender, like younger body, but he has all the looks, but there's still little things wrong with it. So when I knew Mattel was gonna make it again, I'm like, great, I have another chance of getting the perfect Robin. I'm still gonna be waiting for the perfect Robin.
Yeah, because I was looking. I mean, this little blurry, but it looked like his face and torso. That looked pretty good. The hair and everything. But yeah, I noticed there are some details that are wrong. And so this is Mattel's. And I didn't know if you were going to be like, oh, Mattel sucks at making stuff. Were you already not having high hopes?
No, I know a lot of people weren't having high hopes because they're comparing it to when Mattel used to have the DC line. That was years ago. Articulation wasn't as good as it was. But we've seen what Mattel can do with Motu. We've seen what Mattel can do with wrestling. I think what most people forget is that Mattel did the Amber collection, and those figures, almost nobody talks about them. Those were 6-inch scale Jurassic Park figures. I buy them just because they're fun, but they did a really good job with them. So I think if they were to treat the DC line like they did the Amber collection, I think they have a good shot of doing it. I was going to ask if you guys seen the Mattel DC figs. Yes. So again, I want to say as if this is a kids line and these are not the fully, adult collector market figures, then there's still hope. If these are the adult collector toys, then I don't have.
Well,
I don't have
just Robin.
Robin's the only one I care about, and he's the only one.
Do the others look good though?
They look good, but they're missing tons of articulation, which makes me think they are kid friendly, not adult collector friendly. My fear is the adult collectors aren't going to buy these. They won't be successful because of it, and they're never going to do adult collector stuff because it wasn't successful. Yeah, there's some truth to that, but I think again, if they do it similar to their Jurassic Park line and give us the articulation, put the details in. The thing with McFarlane, even though his scale was off, there were 7-inch figures. He did put a lot of detail in. He put a lot of wash in, but then there were always light on accessories. There was always something wrong with each figure. So it's hard to tell. They look great for children's toys, but children can't buy toys. This is true.
Well, children just don't because they don't want toys anymore. That's us. Yeah.
And like the sad thing, I look at this Robin. I'm like, should I buy him and paint the pants, the trunks red? Should I paint the boots black? Ugh, I don't want to get into all that. I don't want.
It's going to be a while before next Robin, so you're either just going to be out or waiting a long time.
So I got that complaining out of the way. So on to more fun toy news. Where's Waldo?
Dear. Yay!
Did Waldo come out when you were a kid, or is this more my time?
I mean, not when I was a kid. No, I'm going to look it up now for everyone's though.
Yeah, what era? I think Waldo is more of a millennial.
When did Where's Waldo debut?
Okay, I know they're doing an Ultimate line too, so maybe that's like wrestling where the Ultimate.
The year you were born.
Oh, 87. No.
Yeah.
So Rowdy says that they are doing an Ultimate line for DC, so maybe that's going to be fun. So I don't know. Did you have a version? Did you have a version of Where's Waldo, or you guys didn't have fun in the when you were a kid?
We had all kinds of fun. We had sticker fun, sticker books,
We went outside. We played with sticks.
Yeah, we brought our toys outside too. Where's Waldo? So he truly started as a book, right? And you had to find him. So no, we actually read. I don't know. We had tons of kids books, but nothing like this. This was unique. remember anything like a Where's Waldo. We had all kinds of little kitty books, but he obviously is an iconic character. So are you getting this?
I'm not, for a reason I'll say in a second, but it is cool. This is a re-release, I think. It came out a while ago. I passed on it. It comes with a cool stand. What's going on in here? We're looking for Waldo. You found him. $99.
No. Well, I'm sorry. First of all, I am shocked. Now, I can understand Count Chocula and I can understand Boo Berry. I know this is not my thing, but why? Well, I shouldn't ask that because everybody each their own. They have some connection to Waldo, but yeah.
I don't know.
wouldn't pay that.
It's coming from Blitzway, I think it's the name of the company. It's a smaller company, so maybe they have to charge that price. But I mean, the articulation's not that great. Single jointed elbows and knees, kind of lame. I like the stand. The stand's cool.
Okay, he looks like just as creepy as the elf on the shelf. He just does.
He could be. What would be fun would be to get him and then just like put him in random places in my room.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna. I was like, stick him in with a bunch of other collection, and you go, all right, honey, where's Waldo?
The only problem is I'm always going to know where Waldo is, and I'm the only one that comes in this room. So maybe that's not as fun.
Don't buy it.
Exactly
Don't spend the money. Exactly.
$99. So, all right. So you're definitely not getting this.
No.
All right. We're gonna get. How is there so much news for Motu this week? You think they timed it? I think they timed it. They had to.
I wonder. Probably a good idea. You know, you guys had heard me talk so much about Motu Origins hadn't released someone for so long, and they were waiting so long on Dragstore that just the other day they're like, and Blast Attack on Wednesday. Like it was just okay. Get ready.
I was going to talk about that. We'll get into that, but there is something of the Motu releases that I'm pretty sure you might not know about, and it's actually something that I might get.
Okay.
So we'll get to that.
Okay, good. I was gonna say it's from Mattel.
No, but
okay, is it from
Mondo?
Mondo?
Talk about Mondo for. I know Mondo. I know you don't collect Mondo, but man,
But they're beautiful.
They do look beautiful, man.
His face is. I saw this. It's exceptional. It is.
Their heads are a little small.
They are, but I guess because you're a steroid body, I guess that works.
Oh, I thought something else gets small, but I could be right. I could be lying.
Well, we don't know because we're not looking under his fur. Now, do you know which one this is modeled after? Because this is modeled after
2000X.
Yeah, 2000X or 2002 or the Mike Young Productions, which was a phenomenal cartoon series. I owned every action figure and staction figure of this line. I did sell them all, but I thoroughly enjoyed this cartoon, and he looks phenomenal.
200. There you go. See, I know some stuff about Motu.
You do, yeah.
Then you got Man at Arms.
That looks wonderful. Again, his ponytail head. No, they might be smaller noggins. I get. Well, Man at Arms doesn't look too bad, but they were all about exaggerated, oversized, very stylized. Look at all of his. Look at the molds on his leg and arm in green. There's so much going on.
I think this one's head looks a little more tiny, but if you're telling me that the design is a little more exaggerated and it makes sense, then I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, I think they look. I don't notice it. This guy is even better than the animation.
He looks cool.
That double sword was so great.
He looks cool. Was Scareglow in this series?
Trying to remember. No, he was not.
Oh, I imagine he would look good in this style, but
yeah, 100%.
But I mean, these figures photograph friggin' awesome.
Yeah, and even if they are maybe they are small heads on toys, but that just kind of they look par for the course. They look exactly what they should look like. And Mondo always knocks it out of the park, though. They always make a figure that's beautiful. It's just that they take so long. They're not covering everything. They're not doing the whole thing. They're doing what they choose. So you could get 100 He-Mans and 100, not 100, but a lot of certain things, but you'd never get a full line. Well, luckily in Motu Origins, you get both the non-mustached and mustache.
What's your problem with mustaches?
We have talked. The G.I. Joe is full of them.
I know.
There was only Mustache Man at Arms was in the animation, and then Fisto. He also had a mustache.
So wait, does he come with an unshaven version? Or
The
no?
Mondo, no, because he wasn't unshaven. The original Man at Arms action figure did not have a mustache. The cartoon came out a year later, had a mustache. I drew one on my original action figure in 1983. I drew a mustache on my toy because I was like, oh, well, he has a mustache in the show. Yeah,
Any mu- you want
I prefer okay.
Tom Selleck version or the not Tom Selleck version?
That's
Uh,
exactly.
I like to think mustaches are making a comeback.
I think they are.
I prefer the pre-filmation version. But
Pre-filmation,
respectful.
yeah.
I don't think it's a hot button issue. I think that's, either
I
one
think
is
there's
fine.
a lot of people, because when we talk about the movie, you're going to hear a lot of people like, it's not like this and that. I'm like, well, you know what? There was life before the animated cartoon.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah,
I love this kind of action figure photography. I do.
and these are big,
dude,
right?
what's up?
These are 1/6 scale, so these are huge.
Yeah, they're big and they're bulky.
Man.
And
Really cool though.
How random is Clawful?
Yeah, I'm sure there's other pictures of him, but I couldn't find it. But he looks pretty impressive too. So
He's huge. Oh wow. God, he was a dumb lug. Of course, they always have dumb lug henchmen in the 2002, but he's such an imposing figure.
yeah, he looks cool. I mean, there's gonna be people that buy all 4 of these, which is
Now
crazy.
Skeletor right there without the cape, I like him even better like that.
Yeah. I'm assuming they probably gave him a wire cape because you're paying that much. They should.
Yeah. How much are these?
I didn't look, but I'm gonna assume $200.
All right. Anyone in this chat? I mean, there's a couple people that obviously are Motu fans. Anyone, number one, find them awesome looking, or is anyone going to get them, or anyone even tempted? Because they're good. These are the only 4, obviously. There's so many more. I'm excited to see what Tila and Sorceress in this series had an Egyptian motif, which was very cool.
That's cool. And when did the show come out?
2002.
Nice. Yeah, they're cool. Too rich for anything. Mondo's too rich for my blood. So.
It is too. Yes, got it.
But
God,
damn,
they're gorgeous. I do love action figure photography.
yeah, they did a great job with these. So pretty cool. Another picture of Clawful right there. He looks more dinosaur-like.
Well, yeah, it's, there's the crustacean part of him. Yeah, 2002, the crustacean part, but his profile is pretty cool. I do have the original figure from the 80s, but and yes, the designs are much more cartoony, but that's what I remember. But this is beautiful.
Nice. All right.
Oh yes, toy news for
I know
Motu.
I know you said it, but it's funny because I think we went a couple weeks ago. We did, what are things that you're wanting that have not been announced yet? But you did that with something else, and it came true. So I'm starting to think you might have
willing things into existence.
I know. Can I tell you the thing that I want?
We did Drag Store first, and I think maybe I will, because we did it on your show. He appeared, and then we did the what would you like him still to make? And yeah, Blast Attack is one. So end of the line. Never appeared in any animation. Very end, last 3 figures. I maybe last 5. Besides the movie figures, but Blast Attack was weird. He's actually one of the Snake Men. He's part of that faction. So he's not Skeletors, he's not Hordax. But anyway, he's a walking time bomb. So he just walks up into an area and blows himself apart to hopefully take out others. Little kamikaze. But it was a unique mold because obviously he blew himself apart.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so I didn't think they'd make him because the sculpting and molding and the tooling would be so much, but they surprised me. Somebody sent me an email and said, "Hey, I know you're wondering, but it's coming. It's Wednesday, so 9 a.m. tomorrow morning Pacific, Eastern time. It'll be noon. So at noon, I'll be on my computer ready to pick him up on Mattel Creations because he's Mattel Creations only."
Well, I'm happy one of us is getting what they want. I think you're going to like this next slide. I had a lot of fun making it.
Yes, that's wonderful. So don't you love that his innards are red? Like it's totally like blood or something. Yeah, that is the original figure. So that is the 87 figure, 1986 or 87, right there at the end. And so he doesn't have any articulation, but the one in there is obviously what it will look like for Motu Origins because it has its new for 25, which is a little odd, retro play. And he will be articulated and he still keeps his gimmick, which I'm really thrilled. He's going to still blast apart.
So that's cool. They still made
I'll be
them in
buying that tomorrow at noon. That's where I'll be.
Nice. How much do these figures retail for?
$24.99.
Jesus.
You know, they're originally $4.99 to $5.99.
Damn.
I know.
They're almost the same price as a Marvel Legend, but it's crazy.
But the same price as GI Joe. I mean, GI Joe Classified's always $24.99, around there, $25.
Yeah.
It always shocks. It's like every toy that comes out, $25. It's $25 starting.
Were there any of these figures that were like a miss that they redid it and it just are there any figures that the original is better?
Oh, the original's better. Wow.
Does he actually blast apart or just pull apart? Ooh, good question. Does he actually blast apart or do you just like pry his parts open?
Gosh, when I read about it on Mattel Creations, it sounded like there was a button because they already have that with the Horde Trooper as well. They have the Horde Trooper already has a feature that when you click on his red chest, he also blasts apart. So there is the ability to make that. So I hope it's a button. I kind of gathered it was a button, so we shall see. But gimmick. If they didn't have the gimmick, I got a little upset because so many were simple. Cobra Khan, his original toy, you popped his head off, filled it with water, put his head back on, and he squirted mist out of his mouth because he was a cobra. And they made it, you can take his head off, but it's not a water gun. And I'm like, just make him a water gun. So there's a couple of gimmicks that they missed out on because the whole gimmick they have is you can interchange all their parts. You can pop their legs off, put it on other characters. And I'm like, well, that's nice if I'm Dr. Frankenstein, but I don't really care to do that. So
do you want to turn your other Dash Men into Snake Dash Men?
You can, if you'd like. Absolutely.
Right.
But yeah, so I think this guy is going to be cool, but I'm buying him tomorrow.
Well, I hope if you are not at the computer at 12, will this sell out?
It depends on what character it is.
Okay.
Extendar was one. There was a few that were like half hour later, 45 minutes later, but some last the day or two. Then some they do the stupid club where they get it on day one and any left are sold to you. So there's some dumbass shit they do. Don't like it.
Boom.
Is this a balloon for a pool or just a fort?
This is an inflatable Halloween decoration or just everyday decoration.
It could be every day. Could go into my office. I could have that. So, okay. How tall is it? Do you know? Can I fit under it?
It's 8 feet tall.
So no.
So
I will duck.
I might get this.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
I might get this. This thing is awesome. This thing is super cool.
That's cool.
We were just
talking about Gray Skull once, didn't you?
I did. I made a Castle Gray Skull to fit inside a Christmas village for my cousin.
That was right. So yeah, everybody check out his video on making Gray Skull.
That one was cool because I found that's Dollar Tree was always doing like Mattel was doing these random Dollar Tree figures, and I picked them all up knowing I wanted to do a Christmas Village Castle Gray Skull, and I made it for him. And now those $1 figures are selling for like $15.
Jeez. Okay. Well, you got it in time, and you did something with it.
But this thing, we had a Christmas show during the holidays talking about how much we hate inflatables, and I still hate inflatables, but this one's pretty rad.
Yeah, and you know what? I had a Halloween party. We used an inflatable for the Halloween party, but as you're just standard decorations, I'm not a fan. But truthfully, this can just be up all year. This can be the entrance to your house,
the entrance to my bedroom.
Yeah, it'd have to be. So your wife is like, "Yeah, right."
Mostly, so I can walk in and yell, I have the power.
Wow, only on certain nights. All right.
Yeah, on most nights, maybe half the power.
Half the power. Well, that's very cool. What did they announce? Is this just new? Did you find this? Is it a new thing?
This is on Big Bad Toy Store right now. It's like $160, so it's a little pricey. But
now, if it came with a water slide into my pool, I'd love that.
That'd be cool.
I would totally do that.
But yeah, this is I think it's like a $15 deposit. So you have to commit. You have to commit. They don't want people changing their mind.
What are we doing here?
God, layaway.
I know.
But this is the one thing I said that's probably on the Motu toy news that I would pick up. I might actually get this.
That's funny, but you go for it, man. That is your style.
Yeah. Well, they're never going to make an inflatable Technodrome, so
Just a big ball with a little extra head, or like another
Just a
ball on
cool
top.
part of toy history that you can have in your house all year as your primary decoration, and your wife won't object at all.
Well, it's a good one. I like it. Thanks for bringing that to my attention so I can consider it.
But yeah, but also, I like to encourage bad habits. So if you want to buy this, you should.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's a great week for you for
Yeah.
collecting. It's a great week for you for the trailer. Now, before we get into it, I'll say my history of Motu is limited. I know a lot about it from you. I know a lot about it from my cousin. I did watch the Revelation show, so both
Okay.
of those series were awesome.
It ended really well. I really liked how Revelation or Revolution ended because it really did tie up the 80s cartoon.
I loved it, and I've never watched any of the Filmation cartoons, so I'm not a purist at all. So
That's fine.
if you're wondering like what the millennial thinks, I had a great time watching that show. But then also, I have a small history with the toys, not so much. What I do remember is Ram Man, and
Yeah.
was in the kids club of the bowling alley when my mom would go bowl and drop me off in this like little kids corner with a bunch of randos, and there was a Ram Man. I never knew who he was. So over the years, as I've become more into like toy history and news, I'm a little more accustomed. But when I saw the movie trailer as a non-He-Man fan, I was stoked. Like, I was pretty excited. So
And you probably heard or at least knew that Ram Man's in there.
yeah. But I think it's kind of like Turtles, where I knew they were making a movie. I was like,
Yeah.
they're not making another movie. I mean, they're making a movie. So
How many turtle movies are there?
on the spot.
Totally.
So there
In
are
the theater. Yes.
three from the 90s that are all, the characters in costume. There's
Related,
the
right.
2007 CG animated movie, which I love. There's 2 Michael Bay movies, which are terrible. And then there's the Seth Rogen Mutant Mayhem, which I actually really like. So
Okay. There's quite a few. Well, there's only been 2 officially He-Man movies. There was a third, an animated one called Secret of the Sword, but I'm not even sure it went to the movie theater. But either way, it was really the first 5 episodes of She-Ra. So it's one of those combination movies. So we've only had 2, one in 1987 and one coming out this year. And I'll be honest, I'm worried. I at least was, and you have probably heard of this. They put a teaser out, and this is the world today. And I get, maybe your generation loves it, maybe it's Gen Z, but there was a teaser for the trailer. There was a teaser for the trailer.
they got to let you know it's coming.
Well, what do you mean? That's what's exciting about trailers. And there were always teasers. There was teasers for Star Wars, but
They used to do that in the 90s, where they would like do a teaser from like a Batman movie, and then the scene from the teaser was not like, that film was not used anywhere else. It was just used primarily for the teaser.
no, but a teaser was for the movies. It was a teaser. Then a while later, a trailer came out. This was a teaser for the trailer instead of like we always grew up with. There's a teaser for the movie, then there's a trailer, and then there was a second trailer. But now you get teaser, and this is how far it goes. Yesterday, I'm watching a show, and a commercial for this came up, but it wasn't the trailer. It was a shorter trailer, and it said "See full trailer online." And I was dying, going, we have resorted to, here's a portion of the trailer, but now the trailer's online. I'm like, just show it, for God's sake. It was pretty wild, the setup, but I was getting excited to see it, but I was super nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I know nothing, I mean, I know a little more than I know a little bit about Motu more than the average person, but I mean, to get me to go see this movie, I think it's already doing pretty well. So
Okay, but that's good. So I recognize that they are not making it for the 45 to 55-year-old. I know that they are
No.
making it for them and a new generation that might be interested. So you got to make a film that does. Now look at you, not the biggest, fan of it or even know, and yet the trailer interested you, right?
yeah. So I want to talk about, like, people are pissed off. I'm pretty sure people just love to get pissed off about things.
They
But
do.
talking about how this guy's not big enough, like, we're out of the days of people on roids all the time.
Yeah.
He looks fine. He looks
fine.
The
I do
amount
this
of people losing their shit
over this.
Oh my God. Like, first of all, if it wasn't a joke, it's fine. It was a joke. It was funny as hell. What is He-Man
It was funny
without
because,
Playground?
first of all, it could have just been left as the normal way that human life is now. This happens. He works in HR. It happens. There was so much more to it, and people didn't care. They just wanted to jump on that. Oh, it's retro days.
Motu is my all-time favorite toy line show. Heck, my novel was inspired by it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
Hi,
it.
retro days. So good to see you here. That's a really nice surprise. Yeah, we're finally talking about the trailer, but I don't want to rob it because my show is about the trailer this week, Thomas.
We're not getting too in depth because
All right.
it'll be the Victor show. You know,
Okay.
you're talking with a novice
Millennial.
here.
But I like that you said that you even got it. Like, this doesn't upset me at all. I'm not the kind of guy that goes, Cringer's not green enough, I'm going to go bite my pillow. I mean, there are people that are like, I'm going to jump in, put my head in my pillow and die. I am an OG He-Man fan. I had He-Man and Skeletor a year before Filmation, so I think I'm an expert, but that's me.
My favorite character has always been Roboto, and they totally flubbed on him. So I don't know why they would have flubbed on it. What's kind of the controversy with Roboto?
Well, check out Retro Days' next comment.
And I can't stand Kristen. Is she the voice of Roboto?
Yes. So that's one of the serious complaints. I get it. It's a robot though. And so whatever, he didn't have a female voice. And Kristen Wiig, of course, is a comedian. Now, I'm a huge fan of Kristen Wiig. I think she's funny as hell. But when I think of droids these days in modern times, I think of K2SO from Andor, and I think of the one that was in Han Solo. So there are these funny droids with great lines. So I'm thinking she's the comic relief because, you know, I don't see Orko in the movie, which, by the way, is no loss to me. I don't really care. Orko was not an original character, so he's also very annoying. But this guy here, look at this. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah. One more thing about Wiig. So that's actually kind of funny because Alison Brie and Kristen Wiig, like, they could be sisters. They look very similar.
Who?
Alison Brie
yeah.
and Kristen Wiig. So that's kind of weird. I didn't know she was the voice, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Paul Testa, Victor, got a friend here.
Yeah, nice to see.
All right. So Man at Arms, Idris Elba. I love Idris Elba. I know he once wanted to be James Bond.
Yeah.
And he kind of got snubbed for that. But Man at Arms, pretty good role. Maybe a little too similar to Heimdall and Thor. Not similar. Again, I'm not the Motu fan, so don't attack me. But I mean, in terms of like a wise, strong character, he just has that, not subcast, but I mean, he can play those roles.
Probably could. And Man at Arms has obviously been around since the start. He's a very important role. It is good they gave it to a very known actor who we know has the chops for it. I think the costume is very reminiscent of it. It's not going to look like, as you see in the two animation you picked, you know, it's not going to look exactly, but it has enough that, you know, some things in animation people forget are much more exaggerated for various reasons. And I like when they make it more real life, you know, you can kind of see it. It makes sense on the human body. I don't love his helmet, but whatever. But that's, again, it's not making or breaking a movie for me if the helmet isn't right. And people do complain about the race swap, but even though he's Tila's father, you know, it's adopted father in most of the canon anyway. It just doesn't matter in that case. He's a great character, and hopefully he'll continue to be the confidant to Adam and He-Man. So,
yeah. Also, it's fiction if you care about the race swap.
Well, you know, that would Superman doing it does bother me. I mean, there are key characters in life that I do like. I'm not as interested in. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that doesn't interest me because there's a whole different challenge to a person of a different race. So it's kind of hard.
Cusp Gen X are here, 1965.
Yeah, he's right there. He is on that edge. But you know what? There's Gen X is such that there's this early part and there's this later part for sure. So,
all right. So I think he looks great. Excited to see him. And then we got some flashes of some characters. So why don't you go? I vaguely know, so I'm not the expert. I'm going to let the expert talk.
Oh, well, we see Tila here. I forget the actress's name. Some of the actors' names, I can't even pronounce, but I can't remember her name. Modernized. Obviously, she's wearing pants, but I do say that they missed an opportunity. Wonder Woman's outfit was awesome in the Wonder Woman movie, you know, and it had that kind of like skirt, but with flaps. It had that look. They really could have gone that way. They even used it in the Netflix Revelation animation. There were scenes early on where she was wearing her traditional outfit with a little bit more of a skirt look. And I like that a lot. And I mean, He-Man shows more skin than Tila, for God's sake. So are we evening the playing field? Or are we just getting even? So it's odd, but I like her look. It's reminiscent of the original with the gold top. She still looks great. My biggest complaint is they can't get her hair right. So that's Tila.
What does she normally have a pistol?
Remember, He-Man is both science and technology and fantasy and barbarian. So they did have laser blasts. No, if you look at the original, she had usually a staff or a sword. But she's going to have a gun. Fisto right there, Malcolm in the bottom. One of my favorite action figures. Fisto had an automatic punch that was really big. His hand was much larger. But I mean, when people get wrapped up on like, that should be extra large, you know, you're like, okay, is that important? Is it that important? Or is it important that we have Fisto? He looks good. He's got his gimmick in there. Hey, that's pretty awesome. So I'm guessing that's still Cringer over there on the right, unless Battle Cat doesn't get his armor, which I really hope Battle Cat gets his armor. It's some beautiful, beautiful red armor, saddle, and mask, but he still looks very ferocious.
Well, I don't think they showed any transformations in the, like, I think you see Adam going, I have the power, but then
and he's already
cut.
So
maybe they're saving all the transformations for the actual movie.
I hope so. Absolutely hope so, because I like his look, and right there, that CGI looks pretty good.
And then who we got up top?
Well, you have a common villain, Spikor, who I do compare to a Pirates of the Caribbean villain who looks like he's part of Davy Jones's. That is Spiker, Armando. And, Spiker, very purple, very different. His action figure and cartoon are super comic. They're super cartoony and childlike. So I do like the more mature look here. He looks pretty ferocious, but he does have that look of the Davy Jones crew from Pirates. And to me, those were good.
And then next to him, even though he's kind of cut off,
Goatman. They do have his face briefly in the trailer. Goatman is really not from the original series. He was from a little golden book of He-Man, and he did make an appearance in one of your favorites, Revelations and Revolution. He was in that.
I might have to go back and rewatch. I think if you watch that in succession, that should be considered a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, quality was up there. All right, so lots of characters in the trailer. At least in the first one.
I was surprised with the amount of characters. Yeah. There she is.
Talking about Alison Brie. I like her. I like her as an actress, and I never considered her an action star. But she looked like she was kicking butt in the trailer.
So,
Gazy Toys, Victor Live.
Hey, oh my gosh, it's Gady's Toys joining. That's so nice. Hey, everybody. So, so when we look at this, like I said, Fearless Photog has got a story, Thomas. We'll have to tell you one day. They have made his figure eventually, but it's a long ass story about a contest in the 80s. So it's amazing. Brie here, she's beautiful. She was in Mad Men. She was in, what was the show you remember her in? Glow, right? The female wrestlers. She's in Community. Evil Lynn is wicked, but she's also, beautiful and cunning and clever. And there was always a relationship backstory with her and Skeletor. So we get to see very little. Am I worried? No, I hope she can pull off bitchy, but there's a great little short scene in the trailer of her fighting. At least they kept the short blonde, which I really appreciate, because Evil Lynn has white blonde hair.
On this now, we're going to see Battle Cat proper and Orko in the next trailer. Ooh.
Okay. Cool. Battle Cat proper would be nice.
Evil Lynn was always out of control, sassy too. So in good hands.
That's what I'm hoping. I think that you can have that sassy, sarcastic, really female bitch. And I think Allison can pull that off.
I think so. I think I know a character's name. Is that Beastman on top?
I think so. We all think so. It's not Spikor, although they have really I mean, so there's a lot of spikes on him, but there's so many versions of the concept art, the original toy supposed to look to what came out to what was in the animated film and so on. So he is completely CGI, unlike Goatman. He does seem like an all CGI character, but I like his design. They make him very primal, not as humanoid. And if you're going to modernize something, that's a nice way to do it.
I know you're gonna do a deeper dive on this on your show, but seeing some of like the destruction scenes look kind of crazy. I'm hoping it leans a little more adult friendly, so that not horror, but I'm hoping that the villains come off a little scary, not goofy.
You bring up a really good point that a lot of people will say, well, He-Man can't kill anybody because, it's based on a child's property. But let's be honest, when was the last time it was a kid's property?
Yeah, no, that's true. But
so I hope they can, but you see Adam is kind of a goofy guy. Obviously, we're not going to get a lot of He-Man. That's my call, is that it won't be towards the end. But I mean, I hope the villains play it. Look at Trapjaw down in the right corner. That arm is amazing. That is like probably he's got some big apparatus there, which is bigger than any version. Well, maybe the 2002, but
I want to see
right.
like almost some body horror, like if they show how Trapjaw becomes Trapjaw.
No, that's pretty body horror. Have you ever seen that?
I only know about it because of that 2-pack that was released.
Yeah.
And I think I was on the hunt for it from my cousin. And if I'm going hunting for something, I want to know what I'm hunting for. So
there's a comic backstory, and it's a graphic novel. I mean, that jaw is not funny how he lost. So it's pretty gory. But I don't think they're going to show that.
I hope they at least imply or show that Skeletor is like nuts.
Well, he is. He's played by Jared Leto. He's going to be nuts. Anyway.
And I don't think we heard his voice in the trailer, did we?
We did not. No.
So we don't know what he's going to sound like.
So there's back to the Roboto look, and you've got the 2002 version up there.
And these pictures are from He-Man.org. So just to call that out,
which is very nice of you.
Just to give credit.
That's good. Well, we talked about Roboto. I think Retro Days was like not happy about that. I don't know if it's more the design or it's Kristen Wiig. So it threw me off. It actually made me more cautious about the movie to learn it was Kristen Wiig. But Roboto is a very calculative robot, and so it'll be interesting to take. I don't know.
So now I remember this figure. Wasn't he like clear and had some gears on the inside?
Yeah, he was. And so when he would turn his body, the original's jaw would move and the gears also moved in. So
okay. But I mean, it looks cool. But then, I mean, you're going to speculate. Maybe he'll get ripped apart and you'll see the gears.
Yeah, I've read some speculation. Absolutely. Could happen.
All right. So I didn't know that Kristen Wiig was playing him. So,
there you go.
Maybe she'll do okay. Let's see. Evil Annie Edison. Who's that?
I'm not sure if Evil Annie.
Rowdy, who's evil? Oh, wait. Is that Alison Brie's
That's what I'm wondering. Is it from Glow?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not Trudy Peterson from Mad Men. So it's her character in Glow then.
Yeah.
From Community. Oh, why don't we get the Community? That's Annie Edison.
I try to forget about that show because Chevy Chase.
Because what? You didn't what?
It's Chevy Chase. He's kind of gone off the rails.
Yeah, but he was in the early part. He wasn't in it for long.
Yeah. All right. I know something's here, so I'll let you kind of take it away.
Well, there is some great that statue. Even when I saw the trailer before reading anything else, I said that first I thought it was Conan because as it went up, but then when you see that it's I often get these wrong, Vicor or Vicron, and I do confuse. One is a conceptual artwork piece of what He-Man should look like, what we're looking at in the middle.
Which I kind of remember in the Netflix Toys That Made Us.
Yeah, the Toys That Made Us. And so, yeah, that whole statue there looks so much like it. What a great Easter egg. And he's holding the sword. So that was really nice. Now, I can't, Torak. God, the tightest pants. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like they want to show you that he's not He-Man yet, and yet they put him in the tightest clothes. They could have put him in the baggiest. So I'm not sure. I'm an expert-ish. but Torak is so just familiar that I can't remember that point. But I do see Lion-O in the case from Thundercats.
That's cool. I knew a little bit about Vicor from, I think, the Toys That Made Us.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the other thing that I think maybe you're predicting things. I only knew about the Big Jim camper because we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
I was so glad you brought up Big Jim. You noticed that there's Big Jim on the left, Big Jim All-Star, Big Jim Camper. Like it is an entire Big Jim there. And I laughed. I loved that because of course, he's obviously prior to He-Man, but a Mattel property. And who knows, maybe they're pushing, maybe that's the next cartoon. Big Jim and his big friends. I don't know. Big Jeff and Big Jack.
I just thought about it, like Barbie was so successful. That movie was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. Maybe Mattel is on a streak. Let's see.
Perhaps. So
came from Big Jim. I actually knew that one. I actually did.
Okay, so I thought Gatey's Toys was going to bring up that Big Jim and Big Jack and Big Jeff, but yeah, I think the birds too. Zor, the bird the sorceress becomes into, and Screech, who probably isn't in the movie, but Screech was Skeletor's bird as well. They were also Big Jim toys that were repurposed.
I did not know that. I did not know that. So that's new for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny. A couple weeks ago, we did a show of our favorite vehicles, and on Victor's list was the Big Jim camper.
Loved that camper. It was great. It was. I mean, Luke would be in it. Luke Skywalker, 12-inch Luke would be driving the camper. So yeah.
Oh, then he could have been like your Spaceballs character.
It looks like the camper from Spaceballs. We could have Han. Could be. We had all the large size Star Wars too, and they
Lone
really
Star.
Big Jim. So, 100% love that.
The Big Jim Shaggin' Wagon.
There it is. That's what I was hoping for. So yeah,
But it's just funny that you went over it, and then you educated me on that a couple weeks ago, but now it's just kind of ingrained in my mind. So as soon as the trailer came up and I saw it, I was like, we just talked about that. So that was kind of
cool. We all talked about like play sets or toys that we wish would get made, or it was the best play sets, I think. And I was like, this was kind of
that was the best vehicles.
That made it even more sense. But I loved all it came with the little campfire. Yeah, and it had so much to it. It was really big. So I liked it. It was big for Big Jim.
All right. What do you think of the look of Castle Grayskull?
I am jury out on this.
Like a little too gray?
It's not the color. During the trailer, the way that it was filmed and the way we saw it, I thought AI. I mean, I know it's probably CGI, but I didn't know. The look of it, the design is reminiscent. There are so many versions of Castle Grayskull from the original, from whether the mini comics that came with the toys to the original artwork on the boxes. But sometimes during the trailer, I didn't like what I saw. So I better feel its presence, Oh my gosh. Yeah. The fact that everything seems to be right next door. Like in the trailer, it's hard to tell, but there looks like there's so many other buildings around. There even looks like a construction project on the other side of that bridge. And I'm like, now I thought first maybe it was the Eternia playset. You remember that one, Thomas, the giant one?
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was something like that, but the Eternos Palace being so nearby, I'm curious. So like I said, jury's out.
Yeah, I think there's like lots of other franchises that have done a skull on a castle after He-Man.
Yeah.
And they didn't really stand out because I always liked the way the skull looked organically, just kind of coming out of the castle. I'm not going to hate it for this. It's just a design choice they made, but I think that's always kind of the way I pictured it, was like the organic skull forming in the castle.
I like that you even noticed. Truthfully, it's not my favorite design of Grayskull.
Yeah. I do hope maybe that like it gets a shade of green in the actual movie.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I hope. I don't know. I was like, hopefully this is just a color saturation thing.
Yeah. And then I would have put this on Toy News, but I want to talk about it. Ramen was at that toy event, so I wanted to just make sure he got credit for these photos as well. But they did show off some toys, and I think they look pretty cool. I think they look pretty good. I think they only showed Man at Arms and Allison Brie's character. Evelyn.
looks good. I'm looking down there at Evelyn's face. Gatey's Toys, you're looking at that. Did you see that? Looks pretty good. That's a nice sculpt. The face is very plain. I don't know if that's a second head for Duncan because the one in the box looks pretty good.
I've seen some comparisons of them calling Evelyn Celine Dion.
Okay. I was excited. The thing is, I may very well get these just because. If I like the movie, I'm getting them.
Which I've met the great Celine Dion once before. She was not very nice to me.
Well, I mean, who are you? Just kidding. How did you meet her?
I was her safari driver who took her on a 2-week safari through the African savannah.
Okay, got it.
Back in
We'll
my
leave it at that.
yeah,
She
back in
wasn't
my
very nice to you.
no, back in my Disney days when I was a
Yeah.
safari driver. She was on my truck and she kept yelling at me to stop the truck, but we're not allowed to stop the truck. And then when she got off, she was like, "Why wouldn't you stop the truck?" But we Canadians aren't that nice. That's not true. Well, probably now it's true. I wouldn't be nice either.
Right.
But are you going? I know you have very strict guidelines when it comes
Yeah.
to collecting. Are you going to collect these movie figures?
Yeah. So I do it very strict. I'm one of those. I should probably do an entire show. I think I've done a little bit of it before, but probably should revisit how strict I am with being a very defined collector. But being that, I don't know what it is. I knew I wanted these before I saw them. And now more, but if I like the movie, I'll get them. If I hate the movie, I'm not getting any of them.
Yeah.
Which means I won't get them first because I don't do that either.
I learned my lesson. I have a whole wave of Eternals figures. I wonder if at some point in the beginning of the movie, after the Sorceress transports Adam to Earth, she also transports Grayskull to the more far out location.
You should write there, Michael, because I don't know. There's a lot of talk about the Earth segments. How long are they? I mean, everyone got soured from the Earth piece from the 87 movie because it happened all on Earth. Nobody wants to see an entire movie on Earth. They don't. They want to see Eternia. So that's a really great idea. Would be nice to see that it does find a remote location. I felt like some reason it looked different in two of the shots too, but I could just be crazy.
And then I learned that one midnight at Walmart scooping up episode 1 figures. Never gonna. I have all of the episode 1 figures, and
he's a huge episode 1 fan. Oh, actually, all the prequels.
I do like the prequels. So that means Gatey's Toys has all his comm chips.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what those are? They did like the little voice, like they came with like a voice.
He's
like,
got it.
Thing, and then I'm telling you, I'm educating you on some nice.
Oh, I knew about it. I looked at them. I didn't like the prequel movies, but I looked at the toys because I like toys, and I was like, ooh, they talk. So yeah, I kind of got interested in that.
Let's see. An image of the Triclops figure was also shown. They all look dull as dishwasher. Oh wait, so Triclops is in the movie. Did we see him in the trailer?
He is, but he was not, as far as we could see. And I did study it the other night, going, I can't see Triclops at all, but I could have missed him in the barrage of things. I will say, when I look at the box of Man-at-Arms, I like him in the box. Whatever I'm seeing on the outside here, I don't like that.
Yeah,
so I don't like that. What I see
on the outside. It's going to be like the same thing. Like I collect MCU figures, I collect comic figures. The comic collectors, I feel like, mostly hate the MCU figures. I like both because I'm an addict, so it's whatever.
So when I look at Evil Lynn, I want to see more. Is that the only picture of Evil? Oh, there she is, way in the back. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't put too many on. I knew you were doing a show on this, so I didn't want to steal your thunder.
I know, you're right.
Oh.
He's with his friend Clippity Clops.
Oh,
well, I'll be looking for Clippity.
There you go. I think this brings us to the end of our show.
I don't want to ruin my show.
So first, from like a newer, or I would say a Motu curious fan,
Novice?
I'm excited for it. I know that, and I mentioned it before. Barbie, never played with a Barbie. The Barbie movie I thought was awesome. So if Mattel gets on a roll, you might see some more Motu movies. I thought, like, could they make like a if it is truly successful, could they make a trilogy out of
Yes.
Skeletor? Could they make a trilogy out of like Hordak or Scareglow?
Yeah, because there's other villains, the evil horde to the snake men. Don't forget She-Ra. So there's plenty in the lore. So yes. So Retro Days, I do agree with you there. Although there are things that rub me the wrong way, it doesn't make me less excited, but it is so much better than the 87 movie.
I think just because the turtle has not gotten traction, I want to be excited for something, and I'm excited for this just because my fandom has not shown anything great recently. So for that,
Speaking of fandom, though,
well.
even though it was coined for Star Wars, there's fandom menace everywhere. People pick apart. They like to pick apart. I do. Number one, I'm really optimistic anyway about everything. So I do tend to go in there with a happier feeling. But I mean, I'm cautious. I'm very, very cautious about things.
She-Ra.
Yes,
they're
I want
also
her to show up.
Joe
I want a
Classified,
backflash or something.
which is cool. They will fit with your G.I. Joe Classified. And Retro Day says, we'll see. So,
About the yeah.
What are your final thoughts on what you're hoping to see and expect?
Okay, well, I am hoping that so Jared Leto didn't destroy Tron Ares. The story did. So he's crazy. He's bonkers. And I get that. So he didn't speak. And I know he's not just lending his voice, but he is wearing a motion capture suit. So it's not, exactly him. But I like the amount of characters they put into it. I don't mind upgrading character looks. Depending, I really want them to have something that reminds me of the OG, but you're interested. So it's doing its part to interest me and excite you. So that is something you have to be grateful for. I just hope it doesn't spend a lot of time on Earth. If there's an hour and 20 minutes on Earth, I will have to
riot.
I will riot.
But I mean, the older fans, you want. I know it's hard to get the kids involved; they're into it, but you got to get them into it because then that just keeps adding to the longevity, right? I mean, if we're the last generation that's into this stuff, it's gonna die. But in nerd culture, I think we're eating pretty good this year on ensemble cast of characters between Motu, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Those are more my thing. But like, there's just tons of movies coming out with tons of characters. So I think it's going to be a good year, at least for movies.
Well, that's June. Hopefully we'll get another trailer soon or, before that.
I'm just tired of the guy in general. Shame because 30 Seconds to Mars has some good songs. I only like one song. And I really, Requiem for a Dream and Dallas Buyers Club are the only movies I like with him. Honestly.
What was great about, so I like Blade Runner 2049, but what was great about Jared's part? It was super small.
Yeah. All right, we're going to close this baby out. Got one more comment. Let's see. I saw a rework of Roboto somebody posted that looks so much better than what they did to him. Yeah, so I guess we'll see what happens. Guess we'll see.
I did see that as well. It is definitely more familiar for sure.
Now's the best time to sell your vintage collection before the movie comes out. Maybe.
What? If they're only going to come out with 5 characters, no, I got Blast Attack. I'm buying Blast Attack tomorrow at noon. I'm going to be on the computer ready to go. So I'm not going to sell this vintage line.
All right, Victor, what do you got going on your show?
Well, now that we spoiled it, no, I do have my show is about a deep dive into the Masters of the Universe trailer. It's really just hot takes. I am not going to bitch, but I am going to complain a little. And it is a hot take. It is some fears, why I'm cautiously optimistic and cautiously fearful of the outcome. And God, I hope it's good. So that's my show this week. Comes out at 11:15 p.m. on Thursday night, like always.
Love it. I'm going to read this one comment because it made me chuckle a little bit. Requiem for a Dream was a great feel-good movie. Love the ladies zooming around with the vacuum cleaner. One for the family. I agree. Ass to ass. One for the family. What do I got going on my show? So I'm venturing into doing Victor style shows, but of my era. So the first one I did was of the greatest playset of the 90s. That's on my channel now. I just want to talk about some of the fun stuff from the 90s, and what I'm probably the next few that I got planned. I'm going to talk about the top or forgotten anthropomorphic animal figures. So that one's probably going to come out soon, and then I'm going to be working on some more of those. So I'm having fun with it. It did well, so seems like people like it.
I'm excited for you. For anyone who was new to Thomas's channel, please check out Thomas Goes Nostalgic.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining. We linked both channels today, so finally
that was a good idea. Thanks.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone has a good rest of the week. It's Tuesday. You're almost to the week. You're one day closer to the weekend.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. That's the way to put it.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.